You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. My second channel for my co-ed, men and women. As all of you know, I also have a separate channel, Mocha's Ladies Lounge, in which is a safe haven for women in order to be able to congregate with one another. But nevertheless, this is the channel where I started and where I made it all happen. So big ups to all of my male followers, subscribers. I appreciate y'all as well. So before we get in today's issue of subject matter at hand, please go ahead and hit that like button, because I'm definitely going to be addressing a lot of controversy surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, and a matter of which was once upon a time questionable. Did he do it? And now it's been confirmed Diddy done it. So nevertheless, I'm definitely going to be going in on this. A lot of y'all have been emailing me, inboxing me, Mocha, we really want to hear what you got to say about this. What's your perspective on this whole situation surrounding him? And I'm definitely tell y'all, I have a whole lot that I have to say. So definitely be patient. It's a lot of my thought process going into this. So if I pause, if I seem a little, stuck, and I'm doing long pauses, just bear with me, because it's just so much to this story. And it's a lot to unpack. Okay, it's a whole lot to unpack, so just bear with me if I'm a little all over the place, because not only this is a lot to cover, emotionally it's a lot to talk about, and mentally it's a lot to even have to phantom discussing, especially after visually seeing the tape going viral. So just wanting to tell y'all gonna have to bear with me on this particular subject as of today, right? So first things first, again, make sure y'all hit that like button. So it took me a while to even address this controversy surrounding Diddy, due to the fact that there was just way too many things that kept unfolding, with the Cassie settlement that he settled very quickly. Also with his homes being raided, then they're saying his son Justin was accused of some inappropriate actions towards women as well. Then his son King Combs, his other son, his Diddy Jr., his exact replica, has been some things surrounding him as well. So it was just way too much going on to run with the very first story that was made known to the public with Diddy. I knew it was going to be more and more to unpack and unfold, and I did not want to keep coming back, re-uploading, doing more content every time something came out about Diddy. So I had to give it time to marinate and registrate before I just went in immediately on the first one or two things that was made known to the public about him, because we all know, and y'all going to find that out as this continues to go on. It's always more and more. It's going to keep unraveling. Okay, it's like a ball rolling down the hill. It's just going to continue to get bigger. It's going to continue to keep festering, and this is just the beginning. We still have not even made it halfway down the hall. It's so much more to him that's going to continue to keep unfolding. So that's why it took me so long, y'all, because I just knew it was going to be so much more. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, discussing this situation with Diddy at hand. So first things first, let's talk about the settlement. Like all of you, when it was first bought to the public's attention, and paparazzi got a hold of the settlement, the lawsuit that Cassie have filed against Combs, basically accusing him of years of abuse, beatings, and rape. Okay. Her real legal name, because we definitely want to respect the victim, Cassandra Ventura, signed to Combs' label in 2005, and they were on an off and on again, pretty much relationship for a decade, which started in 2007. So the lawsuit filed says Combs was prone to uncontrollable rage and subjected her to savage beatings. It also says that he piled her with drugs, forced her to have sexual relations with other men, and raped her in her home as she was trying to end the relationship in 2018. Combs, through his attorney, vehemently denied the accusations. So let's pump the brakes right there. When this was first brought out, of course, you had a lot of people caping for Combs and basically called Cassie a liar. Okay? No one wanted to believe this woman's story. Why? Because Diddy is Diddy. You know, he's this famous, popular guy. He has all these millions. He's an entrepreneur. Why would a man of his status, in his money, and his reputation, why would he subject himself to wanting to harm a female? When he has so many women who want him, he's a millionaire. He shouldn't have to put his hands on a woman because he's Diddy, and because black women are liars, or women in general, groupies, are liars. We always trying to secure the bag. A lot of people did not want to believe Cassie. Cassie was discredited from the very beginning, and nobody really had a valid reason other than because it's Diddy. Diddy wouldn't do that. And then there's this, male chauvinistic, red pill, high value philosophies that black women are always trying to bring a black man down. Okay, so this particular situation caused a lot of uproar and controversy with content creators on YouTube. The YouTube streets was definitely going in on Cassie. They was really attacking Cassie, and not even understanding that this woman had already mentally and physically and emotionally had gone through a lot. And this why it's very imperative that you don't be quick to jump to a person's defense. I don't care if they're a superstar, a rapper, a millionaire, or a billionaire. It does not make these individuals less exempt of being able to conduct this type of animalistic behavior. But no one could give a real reason as to why Cassie's story was incredible, other than it was Diddy. Diddy didn't do it. Diddy is a millionaire. Diddy is a successful black man that black women want to bring down. They want to destroy his legacy. Black women don't want to see black men be great. We heard it all, and I'm not just gonna go in on the men. You have some women who are male identified who also felt like Cassie was lying. Sis, Diddy would never do that. You knew what you signed up for when you got with him. So there was a lot of people bashing and trashing this woman. Me, on the other hand, I never bashed her. I felt like her story was legitimate from the beginning, way before it was verified through this video that gone viral. If y'all been following me, when this first came out, I've been told y'all how my last content that I did, it was probably 2 contents ago, when I talked about men in the industry with sick fetishes. And the audio was hella bad, and my bad on that, y'all. That's why I'm making sure I don't have all kind of stuff going on in my background. The audio was really bad, so my message was not very clear. But I basically was insinuating was you have a lot of these men in the industry that are very demonic and have very sick fetishes, and because of their status and their title and all the notoriety. a lot of people don't want to believe these type of dudes are very mentally disturbed. Okay, they don't want to believe that half of these guys are down low. They don't want to believe that half of these guys are women beaters. They don't want to believe that these guys are predators. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe there's R. Kellys out there exist, that there are Diddys that exist. They don't want to believe that. After all, he's a successful black man. Nobody wants to see the successful, high-value black man be great. We just want black men to be destroyed, castrated, sent to the pits of hell. Black women, we don't want to see black men do well. Or black men who are struggling and don't make that high value money don't want to see other successful black men do great. Y'all know how it goes, right? So because of the Samuelite philosophies that have been adopted and have been made as the ideal philosophies of black men who have some type of resentment towards the opposite gender or other black men thereof that are not as they deem to be fit on that level. This has tainted a lot of people's perspective when women come forth and say, hey, I'm being abused. This man has raped me. This man has unalived my friend. You know, women, unfortunately, today, unless you have valid proof, your word is vain. Because again, we don't want to see black men be great. We don't want to see black men be successful. Even though half of us are married to black men, have babies from black men, or working for these black men and help their businesses be successful. We just don't want to see black men be great. Okay, so a lot of people threw shade at Cassie. And the crazy part was a lot of them was celebrities. You had a lot of celebrities that was gung-ho for Diddy by saying that, hey, we don't know both sides of the story. You can't fall up behind these women. Some of these black women are bitter. They don't want to see black men be successful. You know, she's just mad because Diddy done moved on and got a baby from someone else. Everybody had their own reasons and justification for why Cassie decided to file that lawsuit, totally overlooking the fact that it was Diddy who paid that settlement so quick. Okay, that settlement was paid quicker than getting a chicken sandwich from the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. Okay, why? Because Diddy did not want no smoke. He knew, Cassie and God knew all of what really went through behind closed doors, and these ninjas, these red pill raging ninjas was caping, and these Patricia Pick-me's was caping so hard for Diddy, not even having a clue. They know nothing about this man other than he's Diddy. They know nothing about him. Now, I will say this, not all black men were fooled. You had even men who came forward and been airing Diddy out, been saying Diddy was nasty, obnoxious, complicated, and a male chauvinistic towards women. Gene Deal, his bodyguard, a lot of guys, you know, I got to give my hats off to the black men who came forward and wasn't ashamed or embarrassed that, you know, they was going to be considered, you know, as haters of this man, or, you know, they just don't want to see another black man be great. You know, there was men, you know, who did out Diddy long time ago and been saying how Diddy gets down. All right, nobody was trying to check for what Cassie had to say. These are the celebrities who was very who was on Team Diddy list. Okay, these are the celebrities that was caping for Diddy from day one when all of this happened. So I'm going to name a few. I may not have them all listed, but if y'all could think of anybody else who defended Diddy during his denial, Diddy's denial, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Scrappy from Love and Hip Hop defended him. Stevie J from Love and Hip Hop defended him, which that should not be a surprise to us because we know Stevie J is definitely a male chauvinist. But moving on, Meek Mill, rapper Meek Mill, Carisha from City Girls known as Young Miami, Kalina from Dirty Money, that was one of the artists that signed him when she was an artist for Bad Boy. Fat Joe, who did come back and rebuttal and say damn once he saw the tape went viral, but he was Team Diddy. Busta Rhymes also defended Team Diddy. Miss Hilton, which is the mother of Diddy's son Justin, which we found out he's not really the father of him, but he has something to do with getting Justin's biological father unalive, but I'll save that for a whole nother time. And if you look up the picture, you will see he looks every spit of his biological father. He looks nothing like Diddy. But anyway, Miss Hilton is also defending Diddy during this accusation before the tape. Erykah Badu, Bia, I'm not sure who Bia is, BIA, Rico Love, Jules Santana, and Carl Thomas. So these individuals were the ones that were Team Diddy and basically said that Cassie's accusations were not true, and that Diddy is a successful black man, and nobody wants to see black men be great and successful. So, with staggering speed, November 17th in 2023, y'all, the lawsuit was settled the day after it is filed. The terms of the agreement are kept confidential. We have decided to resolve this matter amicably, Combs said in a statement. I wish Cassie and all her family all the best. Love. Okay, so let's pump the brakes right there. All right. November 23rd, 2023. Two more women that same month, when he agreed to pay that settlement, it opened a can of worms, because think about it. Y'all are not looking at it from the victim's perspective, okay? The fact that he paid off a woman who accused him of the physical abuse. Imagine if you were one of his victims and you saw how she got paid instantly. That's automatically going to make you, convince you and persuade you to say, you know what? When I was with this man, he was beating on me too. He was physically abusive towards me too. So, shouldn't I be able to get compensated for my pain and suffering? Common sense. If you don't want to create roaches, why would you start feeding them? And I'm not by no means am I calling these women roaches or the victims roaches. What I'm saying is, once you start putting money out there for people that you have caused any pain or trauma, and it's been multiple people, what in the hell makes you think they're not going to start coming out and firing at you and filing lawsuits as well? So, two more women came out and filed a sexual abuse and lawsuits on the eve of the expiration of the Adult Survivors Act, which is a New York law permitting victims of sexual abuse a 1-year window to file civil action regardless of the statute of limitations. Okay, now that's in New York, right? So the lawsuits filed by Joy Dickerson and another woman who was not named alleged acts of sexual assault, beatings, and forced drugging in the early 1990s by who himself, Diddy. Then a talent director, party promoter, and a rising figure in New York City hip-hop community. Combs' attorneys called all of this false accusations. All right, which was the same thing that he basically said with Cassie, and he further thought he could clean it up by stating that Cassie the lawsuit did not insinuate that he was admitting to those accusations. This is my question, gentlemen. because I want us to pump the brakes right there. If you are a mogul, entrepreneur, and you have all of these brands, you have all of these investments, you being a black man, knowing how nobody wants to see the black man great. Not black women, not white women, not white men. Y'all know society, but y'all like to call us out the most, does not want to see y'all be great. So why would you pay a settlement to an accusation that would be so detrimental to your brand and your name? That's just something that no black successful man would ever do in his right mind, knowing how society does not want black men to be great. I was watching Willie D. From he has his own channel, by the way. He's from the rap group Ghetto Boys. My Mind Playing Tricks on Me. He has a phenomenal channel. Check it out whenever you get a chance. If y'all do, let him know Mocha sent y'all. And he said it. He said, I would not, I wouldn't even pay something off like that. I would be trying to fight my name and say, no, we're going to trial. Especially if I know there's nothing out. No, I did not physically put my hands on a woman. No, I'm going to fight. Because my name is more important than my fame. Now, that's my little line, y'all. I did that, okay? So, I ain't giving nobody that credit. Your name, shouldn't your name hold more weight than your fame? Fame come and go, but your name it sticks with you forever till the day the good Lord calls you home. So when he paid that settlement, common sense, all those other women who he did those same animalistic conduct behavior towards, they was like, I might as well go and secure the bag. He opened a can of worms. And basically that sent everybody the message, hey, that if Diddy did it to you, you can get paid too. If Diddy did it to you, you can get paid too. Okay, that's what that meant. All right? So, at this point, Puff is getting pissed. Okay? And that's when he posted I'm not sure when he posted this, but I know it came around the same time when too many women started coming out, because it's going to be more that I have not mentioned yet that's going to also be coming out. That's when Puff posted on his Instagram, enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. You damn skippy, because you paid very quickly, sir. Let me absolutely be clear. I did not do any of those awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for my truth. Signed, Sean Diddy Combs. Moving along, y'all. Like he said, he would never do any of that. Never. Why? Because he knows those type of allegations, which we all know no longer allegations, but let's stay within the timeline, right? We're speaking in terms as if this video did not come out yet. So just follow me, all right? So he knows this type of accusation is very damaging and detrimental. And that's why he felt so strong in saying, I will fight for my name, because your name is more important than your fame. And my family, yes, because yes, your family is going to be affected by your actions. Your name carries weight on your children and people who are affiliated or associated with you in any way. And for the truth, which we're going to find out in due time, that you failed us in that. And most importantly, you failed your family and you failed yourself. But we will continue. November 28, 23. Combs temporarily steps down. as chairman of his cable television network revoked because of the wave of sexual abuse allegations. It would be one of several businesses setbacks for Combs brought by the lawsuits. Now this is another problem. That's why I said for all the black men who think, to all the red pill ranger brothers who think that we hate to see black men be great, what man who know he's in the right is going to step down as chairman over a highly paid television network? When he stepped down, that was red flag number 2. He knew there was a possibility sooner than later something was going to come out. I don't think he knew the extreme, but he knew. Think about it. Diddy is a Scorpio, okay? I'm a Scorpio. Most Scorpios, we are sore losers, okay? I'll admit it. I'm not proud. We're sore losers, okay? You have different levels of Scorpios, but with male Scorpios, it's more egotistical because they are conquerors by nature. They do not like to be defeated. So, the fact that he willingly, we're talking about Diddy, Mr. Arrogant, Mr. Cocky, Mr. Egotistical. I thought I told you that. We won't stop. I thought I told. We're talking about a man who feels like he can never get stopped. Is stepping down over revolt, a money maker network. We know he's a millionaire, but that's besides the point. When it's not just being a millionaire, y'all, it's staying a millionaire. Okay, so there's a reason he's investing into these networks. He's over these networks. He's over these different where he was over, these different alcohol beverage companies. He was in partnership. You need to keep having income rolling to keep you a millionaire. Being a millionaire and maintaining being a millionaire is two totally different things. You have to you want to keep your lifestyle a certain way, so therefore you have to have different businesses, different sponsorships, other things you're investing in, because music ain't hitting like it used to be. And we all know Diddy is not making that bad boy money like he used to during the 90s, okay? A lot of these artists are not making money off their music anymore. That's why y'all finding out they selling drugs. Y'all finding out they doing all type of illegal stuff because money is not hitting like it used to. They barely making money from tours, but that's a whole nother story. Let me get back into this. So he stepped down. That was red flag number 2. Mr. Cocky does not give up anything. For him to give that up, he knew he didn't really have no dog in the fight. Okay? So, December 6, 2023, a woman alleges in a lawsuit that in 2023, when she was 17, Combs and 2 other men took advantage of her. The lawsuit filed in federal court in Manhattan says she was living in a Detroit suburb and was flown to New York studio when she was given drugs and alcohol that made her incapable of consenting. And the men took turns, basically taking advantage of her. Same day, Combs posts a statement on Instagram broadly denying all the allegations and mounting series of lawsuits. Lawsuits was coming in, quicker than inmates at a correctional facility center. Okay, they was just coming like rapidly, all right, rapid fire. He once again says, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. And that's when I told y'all he basically said, I will fight for my name, my family, and for my truth, right? So, February 26, 2024. A music producer files a lawsuit. Here's another one, in the words of Biggie. And another one. Alleging Combs sexually assaulted him and forced him to have sex with prostitutes. Lawsuit gives a long list of potentially illegal activities dealing with drugs and sex that the producer says he witnessed. Of course, Combs' lawyer said the allegations were pure fiction. In other words, all was made up. It's not true. March 25th, 2024, Homeland Security investigates served search warrants and early morning raids on in Combs homes in Los Angeles and Miami, and what officials tell the Associated Press is a sex trafficking investigation. Combs was at one of his homes in Miami at the time. His 2 sons were handcuffed during the search. Combs' attorney said officials did not say whether the raids were prompted by civil lawsuits, but Combs' attorney said they believe they were. So that was basically the breaking news, y'all. When we seen the whole FBI, raid Diddy's home like a whole SWAT team, that is when the heat really kind of started turning up from there, okay? So, March 26th, Combs' lawyer says the raids are gross use of military level force and says Combs is innocent and will continue to fight to clear his name. Again, it's that innocent. He didn't do nothing wrong. They still saying that. Attorney Aaron Dyer says there is no excuse for that sexist show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Now, they tried to say that the FBI was doing too much. See, that's that rich entitlement, because there was no excessive force used. I guess at that point, they were so embarrassed more than anything that all of Diddy's homes were being raided. And the fact that, the FBI came in on them and flooded all 3 homes, like a hurricane. In their minds, because they're rich, they didn't think that it was right that the FBI handled it in a manner in which they did. But FBI agents, they did nothing wrong. There was no excessive force. No one was hurt. No one was injured. Just the fact that they was abruptly forced and enforced to be removed from the property, that made them feel some type of way. You got to remember, these are Combs' children. We're talking about rich people, people with money, people that are not used to having to answer to authority, people that are used to not being told what to do, people who make rules but very rarely have to follow them. So, of course, the baby boy, not the baby boy, but one of the sons, Justin, I remember his mother, Miss Hilton, the one that was, gung-ho, saying Diddy didn't do it. She got very upset and called herself getting an attorney because she didn't like the fact that they removed Justin out the home. And you know how they make you put your hands behind your back, and basically it showed him being escorted out of the home with the officer kind of, I won't say roughly, but handling him in a very stern manner. And I think the mama bear and her felt some type of way, like, how dare y'all make my son hold his hands behind his head, and then y'all did it so roughly. Well, first of all, whenever you going into somebody's home like that, you cannot play with it. You cannot play with the people in whom you got to arrest. People get very emotional, and people become very combative, especially when you seize, and when you have to seize property or seize something from them, and you have to enter their household. People become very territorial. People will fight you, okay? That's why usually when police officers or agents or whatever have to enter a home and they know it's going to be under some very intense matters, they always bring backup, because people don't want you personally coming to their house, getting anything from them, and especially removing them from their own house. The police, the agents, they had to do that. It's a safety protocol. You're dealing with these millionaires. You don't know if they got guns on them. You don't know if their kids got guns on them. You don't know if their kids are going to fight you, unalive you, because you're entering and on their property in their mansion and telling them they got to go because you have to collect property. It can get really, really ugly. So the FBI did not use excessive force. They use the same amount of force that we use on somebody who is poor, broken, and struggling. The whole problem was because y'all are millionaires, y'all not used to being handled, y'all not used to authority, so of course y'all took it deeper than what it needed to be, and y'all didn't get anywhere with it. No lawsuit, nothing came of it, so it was just a waste of time even getting a lawyer to do that. Moving right along, April 4th, lawsuit claims that Combs, as a co-defendant, alleges that his son, his replica, his blueprint, Christian King Combs, sexually assaulted a woman working on a yacht, which was chartered by his father. The lawsuit filed in LA says Sean Combs created the circumstances that led to the assault and paid to cover it up afterward. An attorney for the two men calls the allegations outrageous. Once again, we in that denial. April 26th. First major piece of legal pushback from Combs and his team. They filed a motion to dismiss several elements of Dickerson's lawsuit because they were not illegal in 1991 when the alleged incidents occurred. While the legal objections are procedural, the filing also slams the numerous false, offensive, and salacious accusations in the lawsuit. So, moving to May 10th, Combs asked the federal judge to dismiss the December 6th lawsuit that alleged he and two co-defendants raped a 17-year-old from Michigan and New York. Again, the objections are procedural, alleging the lawsuit was filed too late under the law, but the court calls its claims false and hideous. So, May 17th, this is where the grits hit the fan. Alright, CNN airs video that shows Combs attacking Cassie, Miss Ventura, in a hotel hallway in 2016. The video closely mirrors an assault described in her lawsuit. So basically, everything that occurred in that video was explained to a T in that lawsuit. Cassie's story matched exactly what was said in that settlement and in that lawsuit, and that's why Diddy hurried up and paid her so quick, because he knew he did those things. It was just that we and the public did not visually see it until May 17th. So, the video closely mirrors an assault described in her lawsuit, which says Combs had already punched her that night, and she was trying to leave the Intercontinental Hotel in LA when he woke, and he came after her. In the footage, a man who appears to be Diddy, wearing only a towel, punches Ventura, kicks her, and throws her on the floor. The lawsuit alleges Combs paid $50,000 to take the video away at the time. Combs' representatives still had no immediate comment. The LA District Attorney's Office said it hadn't been presented with the case and the attack depicted in the video, and that even if law enforcement presented the case to prosecutors, the statute of limitations would apply, preventing them from charging Combs. So basically, everybody wanted Diddy to be arrested once the video went viral. Everybody wanted him to get arrested. The problem was, in California, you have what's called the statute of limitations, meaning that that being that it was not brought to their attention at the time when it occurred, it's pretty much cold at this point. And that basically means they cannot go back and arrest him for something that happened over a decade ago. Okay? So, that's in California. Now, you have other states like New York. They don't care how many years it's been. You can actually go back and file, a physical assault case because there's no time frame on when you have to do it. You get what I'm saying? But it varies state by state. However, listening to Hood Educated, he made a very good point. There is a content creator by the name of Hood Educated. He does really, really good content, y'all. Make sure y'all stop by, check him out. Let them know Mocha sent you there. Let these people know I'll be looking out for them. And I'm always sending people to them. I just don't be taking their points and just acting like it's mine. He made up a very good point. He said, okay, if they couldn't get him for the abuse, they could have got him for the kidnapping, because he did keep Cassie there when she tried to leave. What is kidnapping? Kidnapping is the act of taking or holding someone against their will, which he did that. Using force, which he did that. Fear, which he did that. Or fraud. And moving them to another location. Meaning, it just doesn't have to be another state. In other words, he brought her right back into the environment in which she was trying to leave from the abuse. Kidnapping is considered a serious felony and can result up to 8 years and prison, a fine of up to $10,000 or more, or both. A conviction for kidnapping also counts as a strike on the criminal record. Now, also there is no statute of limitations, meaning that, okay, even though y'all can't get Diddy, y'all can't arrest him for the physical abuse, but there's no statute of limitations in California. So why not still arrest him for that? There are serious crimes that have no statute of limitations, such as kidnapping. And this is according to California. So guess what? Okay, y'all can hit Diddy with that. Y'all not going to hit Diddy with it. Why? Because he's Diddy. Even though the video has gone viral and y'all seen, he obviously kidnapped this woman. She was trying to get away from him. Y'all gonna find a way to slide that through because he's still Diddy. But we'll talk about that. That's cool. Let him go ahead and slide because he's gonna have bigger fish to fry. So not arresting him is not saving him either. Okay? So let's go to May 19th, which was yesterday. Combs puts a video on Instagram and Facebook apologizing for the assault on Ventura. It's his first real acknowledgement of wrongdoing since the recent stream of allegations began. And that was not really an authentic apology, but I'm going to talk about that as we go into this, right? My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I got into going to therapy, going to rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. Now, if anybody else is smart in here has the basic level of education as a third grader, y'all would know good damn well that was not a real apology. First of all, he did not even acknowledge Cassie. He didn't acknowledge it. He said, first of all, I apologize to Cassie. I apologize to my victims. This how the apology should have went. Let me tell y'all how it should have went. First of all, he would have said, first of all, let me start off by apologizing to Cassie. I owe Miss Ventura an apology. I owe her family an apology. And I owe all other women who I have also committed these offenses against an apology. I realize that it is my actions that have caused me to end up in this predicament in the first place. The reason that I was not honest and I was not forthcoming was because of my arrogance, was because of my way of thinking that I could possibly get over, and this never was going to come back to haunt me. I was ashamed because I presented myself to be one way, and now everybody sees that I am another way. And that is the reason why I kept riding this dishonesty wave as long as I could, because I knew that in the event anything ever came forward, which it has now, all of my credibility was going to be lost. Not only that, my actions, could possibly and will possibly affect my children. I didn't want them affected by it. And at this point in time, this is all I can do is apologize, because I know at this point my word doesn't mean anything. I'm going to have to let my actions speak by itself, starting with I'm going to make the initiative to start going to counseling, start going to anger management, and start going to rehab. And in the meantime, in between time, those who choose to not support me anymore, I respect your decision. Those who choose to still support me, I appreciate that you're still willing to still, have grace, and give me another chance. But at this point, he did say, I'm not begging for forgiveness, so he should definitely say that. But all that I ask is that y'all continue to pray for the victims that have been affected by my actions. That's it. That's what he should have said. In that apology, there was nothing he said that really made us feel he was genuinely apologetic. And for all of you who don't know, Cassie has responded. Okay? Cassie responds and says that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. Now that was absolutely the truth. He denied. I broke down the timeline. Y'all heard how many times he said, I would not do such awful. So this further goes to show that he knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew. That's why he denied it. Because if it was not that bad, he would have fessed up to it. If he felt like he could have got around making it seem as if, even though he made a bad decision, it was not bad, he would have done it. Diddy knew how terrible that would have been. He knows, had it gotten out, which it has, that this was going to be the final results. Everybody was going to pretty much drag him through the mud. That's what's been going on Instagram, y'all. It's been going on everywhere. Y'all know 50 Cent, one of his biggest comrades, has been trolling, and running a marathon with, all of everything that's being said about Diddy. And, I love 50. I'm a fan of 50. And 50 is just the king of trolling. And this is why, if you black men want to be great, don't give people the room to be able to use and weaponize your bad choices against you. Because that's what happened. When Diddy assaulted this woman, then lied about it, the videotape went viral, and now all of his credibility is tarnished and down the drain. So let's get into the videotape. How could this video have gotten out? He paid them $50,000, right? And this is the thing. People think their money can solve everything and cover up without a dirt. This is the catch. You never have 100% control over how things might leak out, even if you're paying somebody. You don't know if somebody possibly could have paid them 50 more thousand just to release it. You can never make yourself believe, even as a millionaire, you have it in the bag. Somebody at some point can possibly, expose you. And that's what happened. That's why Diddy was so cocky and certain, was saying, I didn't do anything. All these allegations, what he was really saying was, y'all don't have proof of a goddamn thing that I did. So, because I know me being a millionaire that I am, and I paid my dirt off, I paid to bury my secrets, I'm good at saying I didn't do it. That's the only reason he said it, ladies and gentlemen, because his $50,000 that he paid that individual, he thought that secured him for life. So, what could happen, right? There's a few possibilities. The first possibility is that, for one, Cassie probably had the footage and got it somehow, some way, been holding it the whole time, and maybe Diddy knew it, which is why he paid her so fast. That's the first possibility. Second possibility is when they raided his home and they collected all of those videotapes. You got to realize a lot of these industry dudes got sick fetishes. They like to hold on to memories, the videos of taking advantage of women while they drunk, while they sleep. They like to keep this stuff as memorabilia. It's a sickness that a normal man who has any type of integrity for himself as a man would not understand. When you're dealing with a mentally, psychologically, mentally ill individual, and we're not going to use mental illness as an excuse because there's some people that are mentally ill, but Puff's disease is ego. It's called, everything he does is ego. I don't think he has a mental illness. I just think he's nasty, and I think he's demonic, and I just think he's very egotistical and arrogant, and he really thought nothing could never happen to him. So, possibility was, losing my train of thought. But yeah, the possibility could have been when they raided, when FBI raided that house, they raided those mansions, and, went to viewing all of the footage that they found. They possibly found that footage. And being that they knew they could not get him arrested, the FBI got smart and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put it out there for the whole world to see. And his name will be forever tainted. They knew they couldn't arrest him. You gotta realize the FBI, they know they sugar honey iced tea. They knew how to hit him where it hurt. What better way to destroy a man than destroy his name? And that's what happened. Coincidentally, Diddy posted a couple of days ago before this viral video went out, the truth will reveal in time. And he was absolutely right about that. That was the only thing Diddy has said at this point that was sensible. That time will reveal. That truth will tell. The truth will tell us test of time, and it did. It actually exposed them. Now, for those of you who also, I missed another significant point in case y'all haven't been keeping up. Diddy Combs' son did the unthinkable. Diddy Combs' son, actually, before that video went viral, he actually threw his father under the bus. Over ego. Like father, like son. Keep in mind, 50 does not doesn't like Diddy, okay? And like any other kid, who knows that there's somebody beefing with their parent, they're going to feel some type of way. However, Diddy should have been more careful in telling his son that even though we're millionaires and I can cover you and regardless of the bad choices you make, I can always get you out of it. He didn't teach his son how to humble himself and keep his mouth closed. And I think, unfortunately, his son, King Combs, which I don't call nobody king unless they're Jesus. So, Christian Combs, he's very much the same exact replica of his father. He's very arrogant. He has no filter, and he does not realize, because of his immaturity and his cockiness, that there's just some things that you do not say. Because that is what actually, from my assumption, that's what made the FBI or played a part in that footage being released, because his son went to taunting FBI when he actually did this rap diss song against 50 Cent. And I'm gonna let y'all hear the lyric in just a second.
Gossip is whack. When all they had was 50 Cent. Who put this city on the map? Stop lying. Pops been hated on by many men, and that's fine. But 50 Cent's a troll, so he responded with that.
He said, quote, "I feel so threatened by the things Christian is saying on his record. I'm afraid for..."
And who put this city on the... King Combs, Diddy's son just dissed 50. Kind of act. Pops been hated on by many... Talk down the family name, man, you wild. What? I dare one of you niggas scream out no Diddy. Bro, blow with me. Baddies, they ready to go with me. I just nod and they know to go get them. Might see me with some pretty hoes with me, but ain't no hoe with me. I just lay back in that Virgil Maybach. That shit like 450. Police raid the crib like they think we just whack. When all they had was 50 Cent. Who put this city on the map? Stop lying. Pops been hated on by many. Talk down the family name.
King Combs' rap lyrics pick a side. So instead, just to keep the copyright to a minimum, I was going to play it, but then I thought about it. I don't want any strikes on my channel or anything like that. So I'm going to just go ahead and read it to y'all. Christian may have accidentally dry snitched on his father. Arguably the biggest highlight of Pick a Side, which is the diss track he made towards 50 Cent, y'all. He seemingly gives away crucial information to the feds while arguing that 50 Cent's obsession with Diddy comes from jealousy, financial insecurity, or a fear that the Combs crew may have stolen 50's girl. King references the recent federal raids on his dad's property, and this was the rap lyric he said: "Knock them walls down like when them Fetty boys running both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we brought the one next door, cause that's the one they missed." King continues to explain that his father was on the G6 getting a lineup during the time when the raids took place. So that's when 50 Cent responded, y'all, to the bars, the lyrics, in which he basically, self-incriminated himself. And I think 50 probably deleted it recently. Now, why would you say something like this when you know the feds are investigating? Is you stupid or is you dumb? LOL, in true 50 Cent fashion. The Many Man rapper then upped the score by bringing King Combs' sexual assault lawsuit to the light, posting, "I really don't understand why they want to drug women. If she can't remember how good it was the next morning, how do you connect?" King was accused of sexual assault a month ago by a woman named Gracie Omarkiage or something like that, y'all. So, as you can see, when he made that lyric, the feds heard it, and if they didn't hear it, somebody brought it to their attention, because I'm not 50, but Diddy has a lot of enemies out here, y'all. It's not just black women that's out to get him. That's what y'all don't understand. He's pissed a lot of people off. He's pissed a lot of artists off. We can go on and on. A lot of people he owe money. A lot of people he done did in. So when he said that and the feds got a hold of it, it's very funny and strange how the video virally went out when his son made that statement, like, okay, y'all taunting us like we stupid, we slow, y'all picking. Okay, thank you for that info. This is what we gonna do. We gonna make sure this goes viral. Now, this video could have went to TMZ. It could have went to any bootleg, underground media, but they got it to CNN. Do y'all not realize CNN is one of the most powerful news media outlets in this planet? So they knew what they was doing. And thanks to Diddy's son running his mouth instead of being humble. But see, Diddy created that. He created his children to be cocky and arrogant and think that they're invincible and can't be touched. Okay, so making sure I'm looking on my checklist and I got everything. Once that tape went out, that killed all of his credibility. We seen him literally. One thing to hear it, but to say it right before your eyes. And everybody's going to keep saying alleged, or it appears that it was Diddy, because that's just that's called media etiquetteness. You got to have to be media etiquette. You have to learn how to say alleged even when you know and you see it. That's just a protocol that has to be made. But anybody who knows that was Diddy in that towel. And the fact that he was naked. So ain't no telling if he just got done doing her or done doing another female or done doing a man. We don't know. But he felt the need to run out of his suite and then chase after this woman down the hall in a towel. That's just how much of a rage he was in, that he didn't even want to go get dressed. You know why? Because he knew what he did to that girl. Just seeing what he did when he chased her down the hall outside the room. Could you imagine what she went through in the room? Not only to just bring that up, there's also another video that went viral of Cassie hiding under the blanket. And he's talking to her like stir-fried crap, you know what I mean? Telling her, let everybody see how you tripping. Let everybody see how you acting. Let everybody, just taunting her. And you could tell she was embarrassed, or either she just had gotten abused by him. She was balled up in that blanket like, I don't want to see you. I don't want the world seeing me like this. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. And you could tell she was not playing. It was not an act. So that video alone already pretty much speaks volumes. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. The man is psychologically damaged. The man's a sicko. He's abusive. So all the allegations and the lies could be put aside. It's been confirmed. The proof is in the pudding. All of you men who were caping for him, now you see this is the man you've been defending. All of the women who was caping for him, all of the mothers of his children, this is who y'all had children from. Women who was trying to get up with this man because of his money, because of his fame and success. Now y'all see his true character. And the sad part is, if this tape never came out, nobody would have never known anything. So it's very unfortunate that Cassie had to experience that. That was just what the video, I think, was maybe 10 minutes or less. Imagine what she went through the whole 10 years. And for all you men who see absolutely nothing wrong with this, imagine if that was your sister, that's your mother, or your daughter. Y'all will have a different outlook. And for all you women that are sit up here wondering, why did she stay so long? Why did she stay? Why did she leave? First of all, in the video, she was trying to leave. Y'all not understanding. This video, it came out in 2016. Do y'all realize Puffy was 37 years old and Cassie was 19? Yeah, she was a grown woman, but she wasn't grown on his level. And the truth is, what young woman is not going to go after a man with money, with success? Beyonce did it. We know that Jay-Z is much older than her. Happens all the time. My husband is 5 years older than me. Okay? And that's what older men do. They spend money, take you out, show you things that you've never experienced as a woman, and you fall for that bullshit. You fall for it, okay? It happens. When you young, dumb, don't know any better until you've been with enough men and you date enough men and you gain experience, you will fall for the okie doke. No different than a young man. You may start off, with women, giving them all your money and not getting anything, getting used, getting played, until you get older and you mature and you realize you don't keep putting yourself out there for a woman who's not going to give you nothing in return. So for everybody to be shaming this girl, saying she knew what she was getting into, she knew what she signed up for, she had an idea, but I don't think she signed up for an ass whipping, okay? I don't think she signed up to get kicked. I don't think she signed up for any of that, okay? That's all women. That's just the nature of a female. Wanting to be catered to, wanting to be spoiled, wanting a man to spend money on her. Now, you do got some women who do indulge in that type of lifestyle, and they know what comes with it. They know they're going to have to deal with men that are, hoish, men that are not going to be faithful. We know it's going to be some type of catch-22. But no woman looks to get in this type of situation to be abused. Okay, that's the first thing. Because everybody wants to keep going at this girl for why she stayed with him so long. Secondly, Diddy was a man of a lot of power. When it comes to men that big within the industry, you cannot just go to anyone any kind of way and make a complaint. The man had a lot of control. Puff had a lot of pull. I keep calling him Puff. Diddy had a lot of pull. Diddy was able to pay off judges, pay off lawyers, pay off attorneys. Hell, Diddy had so much pull that even if Cassie ran away to the woman's shelter, he could have paid off the damn director of the woman's shelter to say, I'm coming to pick her up. You bringing her to me. I'm coming to get her. Here's $50,000. Here's 80. Sir, I cannot do that. I cannot go against the rules. I have to protect the women. Here's 80,000. But sir, I'm compromising the safety of her. Look, I'll give you 100,000 if you keep this between us. I I know that's not even what you get once a year. I'll give you 100,000 right now if you release her back to me. And don't say a word. Get rid of all the documents, all the complaints when she first came there and made the complaint with my name. Get rid of all of that. Bury it, burn it. Make it seem as if you never knew anything about Cassie's situation. I will pay you 100,000. You know how much moral and integrity? That is what women go through when they deal with these type of men who got this type of money, who got this type of power. That's why I tell women, be careful going after men with a lot of money. That comes with a lot of power. It's a lot of women who thought getting pregnant by these type of men, you gonna be able to secure the bag and all, only for these men to get top-notch lawyers where they take custody of these kids and they don't get a dime. Ask Ludacris baby mama. Ask Usher baby ex-wife Tamika Foster. You got to be careful dealing with these men in the industry that got a lot of pull, got a lot of connections, got a lot of clout. They got people that's gonna cover their dirt for them. Cassie was only 19. She did not understand the magnitude of Diddy's success, of Diddy's power. She didn't understand that. She's from a whole different planet. I think she's from New London, Connecticut, coincidentally. So her world was totally different from his. Not only was her world different, the age gap. What the 19-year-old would never have the experience that a 36, 37-year-old grown man has. Never. Okay? So there was a lot of odds against Cassie because she knew nothing about what she signed up for. It's one thing to be with a man who has a lot of money, but to be with a man who has a lot of power and money. I told y'all, I shared a story with y'all before. A relative of mine, his baby mama, got knocked up from a very famous comedian. A lot of y'all respect this dude to the highest. I don't respect him because I know a lot of the stuff he done did behind closed doors. She got with this big time comedian thinking he's a square, he has all this money, and he's not that attractive, and being that she was such a pretty female, she thought she would be able to get over on this dude. And at first, for a while, he kind of, because she's a very pretty woman, at first he probably allowed her to have her way. But once he saw that she was trying to sucker him, he gave her hell. He planted drugs all in her car, all kind of stuff. She found out that he was more than just a famous person. This man had a lot of power, had a lot of pull. He has custody of her daughter and her son that they got together. Why? Because he had pull with the judges. He had pull with the lawyers. Her money ain't stretched like his money. Her connections ain't stretched like him. Yeah, she got a lawyer, but what makes you think he ain't paid his lawyer, and on top of that, ain't paid her lawyer to say, man, listen, I'm going to pay you X an amount. Just act like you really defended her and just make her think you defended her so I can go ahead and get full custody. It's so much power in higher places, y'all. I learned that the hard way. Listen, being a correctional officer, and this is way off the chart, but it's on the same bracket. When you go and you report stuff to the higher ups, and you thinking you're reporting for your for your benefit, you seeing things out of line, you seeing things out of pocket. If somebody has more power than you or more rank than you, your complaint can fall on deaf ears. Your pain, your whatever is at stake will fall on deaf ears. We are in a world today where everything is about money and power and high positions. You have to have, unfortunately, in music business, in the corporate world, in the industry, it's not about what you know, but it's about who you know. You could be smart. It didn't matter if Cassie would have left 1,000 times. It don't matter if she would have went to a woman's shelter. It don't matter if she would have took matters in her own hands and flew to another country. The man had way more power, way more money, way more knowledge, way more education because he was older. He was way out of her prerequisite. She would have not been able to just leave and conquer Diddy all kind of way. She would not have. You see, he was able to bribe the Intercontinental Hotel to hide the tape. Now, the average Joe, me and you, we wouldn't have been able to do that. We wouldn't have been able to go to no hotel manager and say, look here, me and my husband just had an ugly fight. Could you delete that footage? We average Joes, you know that managers say, absolutely not. This is the policy and the procedure. I would not delete any footage. I would not give you any footage. That's a violation. That's outside of my policy. But money talks, BS walks. Puff put that $50,000, and that manager, supervisor, integrity was compromised right then. It's always money over morals. That's the kind of world we in, right? So, boom, that's just what it is. I don't know why we up here trying to think deep and trying to look at 30, 40 goddamn different theories. It is what it is. Money is going to get you over until you drop the ball, or somebody else who has way more money than you will pull strings on you. Listen, if they one thing about y'all have to understand, if somebody will compromise morals over money with you, you think they ain't gonna do it with somebody else? If I come to you and say, hey, I'll give you $50,000 if you give me some information on blah 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 blah, you gonna give me that information. If somebody else comes and say, hey, I'll give you $80,000 if you give me the information you gave her. Guess what? Hey, they bent it for them. For me, they gonna bend it for anybody else. That's the problem with money. Money does not make you invincible. What money does is it pays people off just enough to dig them out the situation they in. But as soon as somebody else comes along and offers something better, guess what? Whatever agreement you have is breached. Money has that kind of power. Money has the power to make people breach and compromise and go back on their word. That's what money does. So if you could bribe someone into doing something and they are willing to do it, trust and believe, you cannot trust that person. If you was able to bribe them, the next person will be able to bribe them. If they got a higher profit, they going to go with the highest bidder. So since we're over an hour, let's break down the pros and cons of this whole situation, right? Let's start with the pros. The good things that are going to come out of this. Start with Cassie. Accusations have been vindicated. Poor girl. Now all the rappers are coming out. Slim Thug. Slowly but surely, a lot of men are putting their ego aside. They're not worrying about what other men got to say about them caping for Cassie or caping for women. You got men that are stepping forward. So Slim Thug offered an apology because he was the one who said that is black women that hate and don't want to see black men do great. He did come back and retract his story, and he apologized to Cassie. And he's another one. He's always quick to jump to the defense of men. This ain't the first time Slim Thug done did it. I just wish he would just learn by now. Sir, get all the facts. Don't think because it's a woman you automatically got to side with the man and vice versa. And it goes both ways. Don't automatically side with a woman as soon as she cries about a man. Get all of the facts. Don't let your bias, your gender preferences and prejudices to make you lose judgment of being non-biased. So Slim Thug, he apologized, which was cool because some of them won't do that. Judge Mathis also came forward and spoke also for Cassie, because he was another one who indeed said that, you know, women have to be careful making these type of accusations. So he did come back and clean it up. You know, big ups to Judge Mathis on that. Cedric the Entertainer, he didn't give any, he wasn't one of the ones who defended. He was one of the ones who saw the video, and he gave his intake as well, basically saying, men have to be held accountable for their actions. So it's a lot of celebrities, who finally see the light. They don't see Diddy for just this big time mogul entrepreneur. Even Uncle Luke from 2 Live Crew, he also shared his disdain towards Diddy. A lot of the male podcasters, I give you guys big ups. A lot of you men been coming forward saying what Diddy did was unacceptable, and he needed to be held accountable for his actions. So big ups to all the male podcasters, because we need y'all voice. They're not listening to women like that. So the fact that I see so many men who saw that footage and they realized what women are going through, and now they have a different mindset that, look, just because I may not like black women, just because I may not deal with them, is no excuse for me to automatically jump to the defense of a black man because I think black women are only out to destroy black men. There are some black women that are being abused who do need to be heard. And women of all races. I don't want to make this a black woman thing. Let me backtrack that. Women of all races that are experiencing some type of abuse, their words, their cries don't need to be overlooked because it's against towards somebody that has a lot of notoriety. Even Kwame Brown, Bus Life came out, as well, and also shared his disdain and lack of respect thereof for Diddy now that he's seen his video going viral. So I would say that's one of the good things. A lot of you guys so far, y'all are showing y'all have a different mindset. Now y'all see that women do have to be heard. Not all of us are groupies. Not all of us are out to secure the bag. There's some of us who are getting abused out here. Some of us don't have the strength to leave toxic relationships. And that's another thing. I want to mention that too. About, I almost forgot that point. When it comes to women who stay in unhealthy relationships. And y'all have this, why she won't just leave. Also, when you are depending on these men, and I'm sure Diddy was paying her rent, paying her car note. It's very hard to leave your abuser when you financially depend on them. That was another thing. I'm quite certain that played a role in that. Most men that are abusers, they give you things just to keep you in bondage, just to let you know, if I leave, I can take your car. If I leave, I can have you back staying in the doghouse. You'll lose this penthouse after staying in the doghouse. You have to go back to the projects. You have to go back to struggling. So most abusers, they capitalize off of women that are weak. They capitalize off of women that are young. They capitalize off of women who lack experience. They know what type of women to target. They know that. So that was the other part I wanted to mention for those of y'all who claim that she should have just left. Why she stayed there and took all of that. Diddy is a beast. He's not one that's going to back down, okay? He's not going to let you go without a fight, all right? But that was the other point I wanted to mention. Back to the pros that can come out of it. Men are coming to the defense of women. I've already mentioned that. A lot of the red pill podcasters, a lot of you guys, I appreciate y'all now having to do new change of heart. Y'all not letting a Samuel Light domestic discipline clog y'all judgment. Y'all are acknowledging and y'all do understand that there are women out there who are getting abused, and we appreciate y'all for that. So all the men who now have a new outlook on life after this situation, it's not too late to change your mindset. It's not too late to change your ignorance. We all are ignorant of things, and we all have to be made aware of the things that we don't have any real knowledge in. And now you men know that there are women who are getting abused, not just by the bum on the street, not just by the Pookies and Ray Rays. You got top executive, these quote-unquote high-value men, well-dressed, making all of these figures, producers, CEOs, entrepreneurs. Abusers are not just bummy, scrubby-looking dudes standing in front of the liquor store drinking outside of a brown bag. It's not just men who make a little bit of money. It's not just dope boys that are abusers. It's not just black men that are abusers. You got abusers of all ethics, of all races, and high income bracket. Diddy is a prime example that he beats women. Period. Now y'all know, stop judging a book by its cover. So I'm glad, men, y'all are really seeing things differently now. And I appreciate y'all for defending Cassie and not worrying about with the red pill. If the men want to stop following you now because you're going in on Diddy for what you've seen him do. So I appreciate that you don't mind losing followers, men who support these type of fuckboy shenanigans. I'm glad that a lot of you guys, you men, have y'all own mind and y'all stirring away from that. So I appreciate y'all. If no other woman has mentioned it, I definitely do. More will be exposed. That will be the other good thing that's going to come out of it. Now, all of the other victims that have been taken advantage of, all of the other victims that did not have the courage, who was afraid, who was scared of Diddy, now that Cassie had the strength and the grace to be able to endure all of what she knew that was going to come at her, to share her truth. Now this is going to give other women that encouragement. Women are realizing now that I don't have to be afraid because a man has position, because he has power, because he has millions. I have the right to share my truth, even though I may not be famous, I may not be successful, I may be considered as a pick-me. I have the right to protect myself and report when a man is abusing me. Period. So that's another good thing. More are going to have more confidence now. That's why so many other women started coming at Diddy. Only difference was they did not have the proof and all of the solid evidence and stuff they needed in order to be able to go against Diddy. So that's going to be a good thing. Everybody's going to have more courage now to come forth. More will be exposed. If y'all think Diddy is the only ninja doing this, the devil is a liar. Okay? It's going to be more rappers, more CEOs, more men who y'all worship and praise. These high value men who y'all so dearly support and rock with. Oh, it's going to be more that's going to get exposed. So y'all just watch. Just wait. Sit back, because it's coming. Diddy ain't the only one. And I think Diddy is probably going to fold. And he may even be willing to throw other people under the bus and take them with him. Okay? So, get ready. It's going to be more men who y'all think who would never ever, they ain't capable. It's going to be more that's going to get exposed. And that's just the bottom line with that. Now we're going to go into the cons. What are the bad things that are going to come out of this? Too many to list, but I'm going to keep it brief since I'm over an hour, right? First thing is, Diddy's reputation is tainted forever. Me personally, I'm not in the business of arguing and going back and forth with people who want to argue and be down by law with Diddy. You got the male chauvinists, you got the male identified pick me Patricias that are going to defend to the end. You got the red pill raging ninjas. You listen, we can't change everybody's mind. You got some of them trying to move the goalposts, saying that was not Diddy, that's AI in the video and all of that. And I don't have the energy because people are too goddamn low vibrational for me to even go back and forth and argue with people who are in just a detriment denial. His reputation is done forever. Okay? Because like you men know, and like I know as a black woman, the moment we do something wrong, we don't get spared the same type of mercy like they did with Epstein, like they did with the father who played on the show Seventh Heaven, who admitted to being a molester and never getting a real type of heat, that R. Kelly and all of us would get. Y'all already know what y'all signing up for when y'all get yourself in these type of situations. No one is going to deal with Diddy. Diddy is going to be a walking disease. Anytime somebody sees him, the first thing that's going to come to mind is how he physically attacked Cassie. That's part of our memory Rolodex forever. He's not going to be able to relieve us of that. If he goes to Starbucks and get a damn coffee latte, whoever serving his latte, they going to remember he beat Cassie. Whoever taking his money to get the latte is going to remember he assaulted Cassie. Celebrities already are very bougie, and they don't really care to be around or affiliated with anybody who has any type of tainted reputation. That's why when it came to him wanting to go to the Grammys, and that was before the video even was exposed, none of the celebrities wanted to sit by him, and that is the reason why the Grammys had to deny his invite, because there was nowhere to sit him. None of the celebrities wanted to be anywhere near him. So if the celebrities was that adamant with an award show, what makes y'all think they're going to gather at any functions with him, any celebrity events? That's going to be hard, because you got to realize Diddy is used to being everywhere, always used to getting being on the scene, being acknowledged, Everybody always giving him props. Everybody's always, giving him attention. And now the attention he's used to getting, it's not going to be that same attention anymore. I mean, people are going to look at him different. All right, everybody that used to hang out with him, Jay-Z and all, they done. Ain't nobody going to no freak offs. Ain't nobody even going to no cook offs. It's just going to be him and his family. Now you gonna have one or two little, do boys that still gonna hang around because they still want to be part of Diddy's entourage. Thinking that they still gonna be able to get some type of, entourage benefits or whatever, but it's not going to be the same. And even those who hang around Diddy is not going to be perceived the same. So for Stevie J and all of these other people, y'all still going to be staying by Diddy no matter what, down by Diddy no matter what. Okay, well, just get ready to get the same amount of treatment he's getting. Get ready for people to not go to your shows, not to go to any of your events, not to support you. If you're going to be down by law, you're going to be a friend to the end of Diddy, that's your personal business, but keep in mind that anybody who hangs around them is like a bad disease. It's kind of like if you be around somebody who has COVID, if you're not wearing a mask and you're not protecting yourself, you'll get exposed to COVID. Anybody that's exposed to Diddy, they're going to get the Diddy disease. Meaning everybody's going to treat you like you are a scum of the earth. They're going to treat you like you dirty. They're going to treat you inhumane. Nobody's not going to want any parts of Diddy after that video went viral. So just keep in mind that nobody's not gonna sponsor Diddy anymore. All endorsements, all the sponsorship, that is well done and over. So he doesn't have to be arrested, but the worst thing is when your name and your credibility is gone. And that's going to be the problem, because Diddy just being Diddy opened doors for him. It wasn't his money and it wasn't his popularity. It was Diddy just being Diddy that opened doors for him. Now Diddy's name is damaged. Diddy's name is no good. Even hearing that name is going to get doors closed. Now everybody's come up with the slogan "No Diddy." All that's hella bad within itself. And this is the biggest part. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all talking about how y'all own kind, how we just give up on our own kind, how we just turn out on our own kind. We don't carry enough weight to turn on each other and hurt each other. Let me tell you who carries the weight. It's those saltines. It's the saltine community. They're the ones that's going to cause him to fall. It's not us. We don't make the money. We don't have all the power in the cloud as much as they do. And one thing about the Clorox community, once they find out, because remember, they already have a disdain for black men. He was just one of the few that was able to get an access pass because of who he was. But keep in mind, that was because he was not known as the Diddy then that he's known now. And one thing about the Clorox community, they not going to deal with none of you ninjas or ninja-ettes once they find out you living foul. They already didn't want to give you a chance just because we don't have the complexion for the connection. But now that this has been brought to the surface, ain't none of them saltine Clorox community, they not gonna give Diddy the time of day. And believe it or not, they was the ones invested, if not just as much more than we were. They opened doors for him that a lot of us could not open. So now that community, they're not going to touch him and even look at him. Now, if they own kind go there, oh yeah, they'll spare grace and mercy to their kind, but they're not going to do it with you. Why? Because you're a ninja. So he's going to get his ninja wake up call, okay? He's going to find out you're no different and no better than the average Pookie and Ray Ray, since all your stuff got exposed. The other cause is his children. His children are going to be affected by his actions. King Combs, whatever he calls himself, the Diddy Jr., the one that's just as cocky and arrogant and nasty, he's going to get a rude awakening. Unfortunately, the fathers of a son, ultimately, is fallen upon to their, no, the sins of a father is passed down to the son. It falls on the son. I almost said it backwards. So everything Diddy did is going to affect his children. Now his daughters, they may get some type of grace because they're girls. His sons, on the other hand, is not going to happen. You got to remember Murdoch, when he actually, he caused his family a lot of shame and embarrassment when he was taking all those people's monies and funds and fraudulently using it, for other means. His name got so tarnished once he got incarcerated. He ended up passing away, and his son unalived himself because his father left such a tainted legacy. They could not get nothing. Nobody wanted to even touch you if your last name was Murdoch. It was so bad that his wife had a hard time finding an apartment because her last name was Murdoch. Nobody wanted to give her a place to stay because Murdoch did a lot of shady investments, and a lot of people lost millions of dollars because of him. So his last name was tainted, and like I said, one of his children, his son, couldn't deal with the embarrassment that his father left, because you got to remember, the rich and entitled, you used to getting what you want, you used to having everything your way, and once your name is damaged, you get treated like an average Joe, and that's hard when you're used to the red carpet being rolled out for you to be told you got to walk the street, the sidewalk, just like everybody else. You're nothing. And I think that's going to be a major problem for his children, because they're very immature. I don't think they really understand how detrimental their father's actions are, because he did not really prepare them. He kept lying to his children. He did not be real and tell his children, Daddy messed up. Daddy put himself in a position where now his name, his credibility is ruined, and because of my actions, unfortunately, it's going to fall on y'all. So the same treatment they give me, they're going to give y'all. I don't think Diddy is really being honest and telling his kids how effed up things really are for him, and now it's going to be that way for them. I don't think he's been really transparent. That is why Christian Combs is walking around here arrogant, thinking he can sell and lash out and attack everybody. Look, young man, you're not going to be able to go up against the whole world. That's too many people to try to defend your father against. You're not going to be able to go up under every comment section for everybody who has an opinion, everybody who has something to say about your dad. You're not going to be able to go toe to toe with everybody. It's just not going to work. He's not understanding that because, for one, he's childish, he's immature, and he's still got this I'm a rich ninja attitude. And he's going to get a rude awakening, because let me tell you how bad it's going to get. Let me tell y'all how bad it's going to get, okay? He's still a rapper, right? His son supposedly is into rap music. Anytime he goes to perform a show or do anything, somebody is going to bring that up. It's going to be somebody in the audience. It's going to be other rappers. He can't even beef with other young rappers now, because they're going to throw it up in his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you walking around here like you this, that, and you so classy when your daddy was the one we saw, beating down on Cassie. They're not going to let him live it down. Okay, I know it's been a while. I haven't rapped in years, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. His kids are still going to want to be kids. They're still going to go into these places where they're used to having a red carpet rolled out to them, where they're used to people catering to him. And people going to be like, man, please, get away. Yo, ain't your daddy Ike Turner? You know what I mean? Like, everybody gonna be saying things to him out of pocket, because you got some kids that are jealous, that are malicious, but now they can use that as an excuse, other than they just jealous or haters, because everybody got haters. Hell, I got haters, so that's going to be the thing. They're going to use it against them, and these young people are not he's not making his children understand how detriment it is that they humble themselves right now. They're no longer in a position to just be challenging people all kind of way. Yes, defend yourself. Yes, stand on your ground. But you can't be getting up in people's face. You can't be antagonizing people now. I ruin that for y'all. His kids are going to have a hard time. He's going to try to go on stage and perform. Somebody's going to throw tomatoes. Somebody's going to shout something from the crowd about his daddy. He's going to become defiant because he's young, he's childish, he's ruthless, and he's ignorant. It's just going to be really bad. I don't really see their kids really being able to survive from this. His daughters, they may be able to because they're girls, but I don't see it being that way. For especially Diddy's sons. And they got lawsuits as well. So they're far from their troubles being over. The other con is that some people are still going to defend Diddy. Okay, listen, I don't want y'all, women who have been abused, who have been traumatized, men who can't stand Diddy. There's no point in going back and forth. Diddy is going to have supporters, okay? The devil has supporters. You have people that are anti-Christ. You have people who love Satan. You have people who supported Hitler. Haters are going to get support. Haters have supporters too, okay? They have people that will support their hate, all right? That it is what it is. It does not matter who supports them. They cannot carry the weight that Diddy is carrying. Okay, they could ride for him all they want. They could say y'all hating, y'all just mad because the man always had millions, and y'all trying to put the brother down because y'all don't want to see him get great. He brought his own self down. His arrogance, his cockiness, being egotistical, him thinking he better than black women, him thinking he better than black men. He brought his own self down. We've seen Diddy spiral out of control for years. Everybody got used to Diddy being the little boy who always throw a tantrum. You know how it's always that one kid in school. Everybody don't even get mad when he does stuff, when he throws shit and he lashes out on the teacher, because everybody's used to him being a clown. And that's what it is. I think everybody got used to Diddy being a clown, so everybody just kind of allowed it. You know what I mean? So because of that, anybody who has something to say about it, they automatically will take offense. Like, you just don't like Diddy. You just don't want to see him succeed. It's not up to us to decide if Diddy will succeed or if he will get better or get worse. The proof is in the pudding. Karma has finally come back to collect. And most importantly, he thought he was bigger than God. Anytime you think you are bigger than God, God is the one who usually has to bring you down, humble you, and make you realize that there is only one God, because you're not God, sir. And that is going to be his whole reality. Other things before I get ready to wrap it up, that's going to also meet the ultimate demise of Diddy being able to overcome this. Diddy has other pending lawsuits. Listen, y'all, it's going to be more and more lawsuits to come. I know y'all saying he's a millionaire. They can't break his millions. They can't tear him down. He'll never be in a pole house. He'll never be broke. Yeah, but his character is broke. It's so bad now, anybody could come out and say, oh, he great, and people gonna believe it. Do you know how bad that is when your word no longer matters? Listen, it's one thing if you don't have the money, right? Let's say if you owe a bill or you got to pay a bill, you can always call and make payment arrangements, right? And say, hey, I thought I was going to be able to pay my car note on the 10th. I'm going to need an extension to the 15th. Of course, the dealership will be like, okay, all right, we'll give you 5 more days. Payment arrangements could always be made, but when your word is tarnished, there's no coming back from that. If a person lied to you or deceived you, are you going to take their word? It's one thing if a person owes you money and say, okay, I can't pay you back till next week, and they pay you back next week. Now you build some type of trust factor because that person done showed you. Yeah, they was late, but they did follow through and they kept their word. Money come and go, but your word, your character, is everything. What good is your word when people don't even believe it? When people don't believe you anymore? Do you know how hard that's going to be for a man who's used to having people honor him, honor his word, honor what he say? They can't honor it anymore. Imagine if you were in a detrimental situation and you don't went to several people and nobody believed you. And you know it's something that really happened and you done told 7, 8 people and all of them say, I can't take your word. I don't know if that's true. Do you know how important your word is? Your name? It's more than just your credit. You can have a 700, 800 credit score, but if your reputation, your name is bad, what good is your credit score? Once people see your face because they know you for the lies you have told, your credit score, your money, it means absolutely nothing when people get to see you. And once people have gotten to see you for who you are and know you're not true to who you are and know you're not true to what you say, what good is your money? What good is your connections and your credit score? It's obsolete at this point in time. The last thing is that that's going to give them the incentive to investigate Kim's death. And at this point, they definitely need to do that. They need to look further, because if he paid the hotel room $50,000, I can't say if he didn't pay the autopsy. I can't say if he didn't pay the hospital. I can't say if he didn't pay the investigator. I can't say who he didn't pay to falsify that woman's reason for her death. Son, see, it's not money. I don't want people going around here hating money. It's not money that's the root of evil. It's what you do with that money and how that money makes you become. That makes money evil. Money can't do anything to people. It's the people who handle the money that can do the damage. He's paid so many people off. They got to look back into that woman's death. They got to, because we don't know who the hell he paid. We have absolutely no idea who he bribed, because it's always money over morals. That's the world we live in, y'all. Just get used to it. So we can't say he probably paid the doctor. He paid whoever wrote up the medical exam. He probably paid them. It's not funny, but it's the truth. It is the truth, y'all. We can't take his word no more, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous, because in many cases your word is all you have, you know. And even if you got millions, if nobody won't take your word, nobody not gonna want to deal with you. It will never be the same for him. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I need to add to the equation, but yeah, this is this ultimate demise. You know, Diddy has been cocky for a very long time. He's had a lot of yes men around him who have always defended him and protected him. Diddy had a lot of sick fetishes that a lot of y'all was not aware of. You know, sexually, he made women do a lot of degrading things. You know, you have to realize Diddy was a man that was used to having a lot. So when you have a lot, you start to get bored and you want to overindulge in things that are outside the normalcy of being a human being. So I really truly believe he made women do things that was far beyond you know, of natural, you know, between a man and a woman. I believe he really did some very extreme things. I truly believe he's also been with men. I believe that he used a lot of people to try to curb his reputation. I believe that's why he got close to these pastors and people of high position. He was trying to soften and change the mindset of people by hanging around certain pastors, hanging around certain individuals that had an impeccable reputation for the most part. It was to help clean up his image. So I believe he used everybody in his own special way as a blanket to hide under all the darkness that he was covering and camouflaging. Furthermore, I would also like to add is I believe Diddy is not going to survive this. He strikes me as an individual that is very weak, and I really think he's going to fold. Also, Diddy is a vampire, and vampires love to suck the blood, suck the soul of other people. They get their strength from weak individuals. And also vampires, they like to do their dirty deeds in darkness. and they cannot handle light. In other words, they cannot handle exposure. Exposure to light, exposure to people knowing who they really are is pressure that they really cannot take. They cannot handle exposure in any type of shape or form. He's a very insecure man. He's a coward. And this whole ordeal is going to show us how low of a man and how cowardly of a person Diddy really, really is. But what's done in the dark eventually comes to the light. And it is here. Before I get ready to shut it down, my heart goes out to not only just Cassie, but all victims who was affected, those who may not be able to win a lawsuit, those who do not have any video recording proving. That was just one we saw. What about several others that we'll never know, that was not recorded? At this point, Diddy deserves exactly what he gets. I have absolutely no sympathy, no empathy. And those of y'all who still rock with Diddy, don't come in my comment section saying all kind of stupid stuff, because I'm going to block you, I'm going to delete you. Like who you like, but we're not doing that over here. Because some of y'all just like to disagree for the hell of it. And some of y'all so blinded by the red pill to where if a woman has a difference in opinion, you like to come over being disrespectful and all of that. And I know all men ain't like that. And I'm not saying all of you men got this issue, because a lot of my subscribers are men and I get along with them very well. They stop by, show me love, they support me. But all you damn red pill raging, you know, black women hating, you know, ninjas, I'm not even going to deal with y'all. I don't have the energy to even give y'all any of my time. But anyway, y'all take care, y'all. Again, for all the ladies out there, you know, if you're in a situation, please do not stay in for years and years at a time. You're risking your liability, you're risking your health. And some women did not get the blessings to be able to live and tell the story. So be very careful if you're in this type of relationship. Don't stay for the money. Don't stay for the fame because you feel like you can't make it. Because your life should be more precious than the materialistic perks that you're getting. For all of you men out there, listen. I have family violence classes that I'm going to be certified for within a couple of months. So if y'all would like to meet with me or meet with one of my male facilitators, if you're more comfortable talking to a man versus a woman about your issues with domestic violence, please email me at cafedayparis79@yahoo.com. I am also certified in anger management. So you are more than welcome to reach out to me. I will be glad to assist you to the best of my ability, because the truth of the matter is we do have men out here who need help. I can only help you men if you want the help, okay? If you're bigoted and egotistical and it has to take you getting exposed for you to get to that point where you're willing to get help, then so be it. But don't wait for it to get to that place. Get help now. It's not too late. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's several men out here who do have issues with keeping them hands to themselves. They don't know other ways of being able to conduct their anger, how to process their anger and communicate effectively through it. That's what we're here for, okay? So don't think that all I am is a blogger. I actually am a certified anger management specialist. So please reach out to me if you really need help. And it does come with a small fee. It's a weekly fee. But it's not going to be anything outrageous, okay? Because I really want to see black men and black women be healthy and do well. So anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. So I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Y'all be careful out there. And until next time, take care.